viewers, you found yourself inside the cabin of the Proton eMas 7. This is the first electric vehicle being produced by Proton, but it is most definitely not the first EV to come into Nepal. As you already know, the market is rife with competition, and with what feels like a new EV being launched every week of the month. As of now, the Proton eMas 7 goes up against the likes of the BYD Atto 3, the MG S5 EV, the Tata Curve EV, and the Hyundai Creta EV, which will be launching in a couple of days. The Proton eMas 7 itself is being launched tonight in two variants, the Standard and Premium. And at the time of filming, the Standard variant is priced at 56.99 lakh, and the Premium variant will be coming in at 67.98 lakh. Now, if Proton comes up with an introductory price, we'll make sure it's mentioned somewhere here. Now, we will be talking more about the Proton eMas 7 in this review, but first, I think we should get some breakfast. The Proton eMas 7 stands at a length of 4,615 millimeters, and it has a good road presence. The front design features sleek headlights and DRLs, with the Proton badge prominently in the center. The rest of the fascia maintains a clean and understated appearance. From the profile, the eMas 7 exhibits a well-proportioned design with tastefully used chrome elements. You will also notice flush door handles that electronically pop up when you walk towards it with the key fob in your pocket. With that decided, I headed over to Swarnim's place for a cup of tea and a quick discussion. So what are your first impressions of the eMas 7?
I like it. The name is a mouthful. Should have shortened it a bit. But I like the car. For me, where all the automotive manufacturers are going for cuts and creases, sharp angular designs for given a futuristic element collide or for aerodynamics, whatever they do. This is very sleek, very smooth. I love it. I love the design.
No, I understand what you mean. The cars nowadays kind of emphasize the drag coefficient a lot, which is why the styling has changed to a fair extent. But I can't help but think about the design of the Proton X50 and X70. I really liked it. When the cuts, creases are there. As a traditionalist, I kind of enjoyed that design a lot more than this one. But I do get what you mean. This is the way the car design language is changing.
But one upside to this design language is we've gotten plenty of cars for reviews and we've kept plenty of cars and we've washed plenty of cars. So your design, the washing becomes a very easy process because there is no cuts and creases where water droplets can sit. It is a simple wash and wipe to keep the car clean, and I love it. It's a very small little fact, but I love it.
But I do like the rear end of the Proton eMas 5. I think the LED lights that wrap around the back of it looks really good, especially at night.
Especially it does not protrude. That way, even while driving, your headlights and taillights don't have an extra inch that you have to worry about during very narrow turns. So I like that as well.
There are some places where an extra inch matter, but not everywhere. I also like the 19-inch wheels that look really good in this car. You know, we might as well just have a closer look and talk more about it. Come on, I'll show you the boot space. Okay. So, it's stated at 461 liters, and it might look small at first, but there are a couple of things that I want to show you. So the first is the flat lip. You got something heavy, slide it in, right? And you can fold the seats 60-40, even more space. And
this is deep.
It is. So this can hold up to 35 kilograms, which can be really useful.
I like the usability. This 35 kilos. This is very good for groceries.
Right.
If you put it here, you have very less chance of sunlight hitting it all day, even if you have it all day.
And a tonneau cover would have been nice.
But there's a lack of space, so you won't even have the option to get an aftermarket cover.
Right.
So that is a bummer.
So that's about it. I want to show you what the inside of the car looks like. So I think the interiors of the eMas 7 feels really premium.
Same. I think this is one of the most premium cabins I've been in. I've always had my reservations for white and orange being the luxury color. I really don't like it, but I like this. What they call it? Indigo or something?
Yeah.
This is really good.
I like how I'm seated in the eMas 7. The seats are really comfortable. You get bolstered in. There's good shoulder room. There's good. Well, thigh support could be better, I think.
But you are a big guy, so
Yeah, I know. I know. I get that a lot. People say that I make cars look
It is-
smaller than they actually are.
yeah, it is just fine for me,
Yep.
for my height.
And I like the steering wheel as well. It's not round. It's got a nice angular shape to it, and it kind of feels nice when you're driving it.
I like these big buttons on the steering wheel.
And you can customize the buttons to your liking.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and another thing in terms of utility that I really like is this knob. So you can use it to increase or decrease the volume, or you can use it as a shortcut to whatever you like.
Oh,
Right now?
I didn't know that.
Exactly. Right now I have it set for the air levels,
And speed.
but you can also change it to temperature, to change the theme of the desktop, ambient light mode, and virtual venues. So if I need to change the fan levels, I give it a press,
Oh, that is nice.
and you've got controls here as well. So the AC is sorted.
This is very clever use of this little knob. I thought it would only do volumes. Nice. I like the overall quality. I like these tactile feeling AC vents. They're like very nice, and all your touch points. I like these stocks for the wipers and that for the gear selection, and these switches. Very nice touch.
Yep. They feel really nice to use as well.
Yeah, I like this screen. It is how much it is? 15.6 inches.
Yeah,
thereabouts.
2.5K.
2.5K. This is so sharp. And the best part is the use. The buttons are so big. They're
Yep. It's very easy to use.
very easy.
You don't have to fiddle around with it a lot because you've already got most of your controls with physical knobs and dials.
Even these shortcut buttons below, these are as big as the main buttons in other cars. So which makes it poking around very easy.
It's very intuitive. It doesn't feel like you have to take a whole class to learn how to use the infotainment system.
This is so nice and easy.
And this feels like a very usable space as well. You've got plenty of compartments, massive space for your bottles here.
Yeah.
You could probably fit in a 1.5 liter of bottle if you want. You've got cup holders here, space for cards
Yeah, okay.
if you have one that you need.
The toll cards and all, although
Right.
we don't use that here, but
Yeah.
our card holders.
Yeah,
should
if
fit.
you have cards that you need frequently, you can just store them here. You've got a wireless charging port here. There's some space here for your keys or whatever you have.
Not that deep, but very usable.
Yeah, it is usable. And the thing is, the rear aircon vents, the air is funneled through this space, so this compartment stays relatively cool.
It is cool to the touch.
So you could probably store some snacks in there if you want.
Yeah. Ah, glove box.
And they have a glove box.
Nice, I like this. And mechanical.
Mechanical.
Not some silly screen buttons.
So do you want to see what the back of the
Yeah,
car
okay.
feels like?
Yeah, sure.
So I've got the driver's seat adjusted to my settings, and I still have plenty of knee room.
And how tall are you?
6'3".
Yes, it is very spacious back here. I like the recline angle on these seats.
Mhm.
They're very nice. The thigh support is good. And how this elbow support comes right on the money.
Right, right.
I love it.
Yep. And you can drop this down.
Ah, yes.
So you can put your arm here, and you've got a couple of cup holders. So if two people are riding in the back seat, this is a very comfortable place to be in.
Yeah.
And even if you want another person in the middle, it shouldn't be too difficult.
As long as they're not as big as us.
All right. How about you drive this thing, and I'll sit in the back?
Why do I have to do it?
You'll find out soon enough. Wheel options vary depending on the variant, with the Prime model being equipped with an 18-inch alloy and the Premium coming with 19-inch alloys. At the rear, a full-width LED taillight bar illuminates brilliantly during braking. Both variants come with a 160 kilowatt PMS motor, with battery options of 49.52 kilowatt hour and 60.22 kilowatt hour. The batteries can be charged from 30% to 80% in 20 minutes with an 80 kilowatt DC charger for Prime variant and a 100 kilowatt DC charger for the Premium variant.
So that's why you wanted me to drive.
Yep. So you can set up the seat to recline all the way back,
Ah.
and you can sit like this. Although this is not the most ideal way to sit, because more often than not, you'll probably be traveling with your family and not with the driver.
इसको power कति हो? This feels very quick.
It does. So it's got 160 kilowatt of power
One switch.
with 320 newton meters of torque.
And this is front wheel or rear wheel?
Front wheel.
Oh, it has got that nice pull, but very well contained.
It is, it is. So, as far as I understand, and the word has it that Malaysians like to drive fast.
Oh, okay.
So, Proton coming from Malaysia, it's very important for them to have a car that drives fast and feels fast when you're driving it, because that's what the Malaysian people apparently want. However, this is not what you would call a very dynamic car to drive. It's still essentially an SUV that you would want to drive in a calm, sedated manner with your family. But if you want to drive fast, this can do the job.
Yeah.
Right? So now this is something that I noticed when I was driving the car. You'll probably notice it soon enough. But even when you have the brake regen set on high, it doesn't kick in immediately.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is you let off the throttle, and most likely than not, most electric cars slam on the brakes, the regen brakes immediately, which means you're moving around a lot. But with the Proton eMas 7, there seems to be a slight delay, and then there's a gradual slowdown for the regen. You'll notice it when you drive.
Okay.
And you've also got a comfortable braking mode. So the comfort braking mode is when you put on the brakes, there is very little jerkiness. So you slow down to a stop instead of coming into a immediate stop.
So how do I change the regen? Where is the...
All through the screen, unfortunately.
Okay, so driving, probably energy recovery high.
Yep.
So it's set on high. So let's speed up. There we go. Oh my god, this is brisk. Okay, we're doing 75 and... yeah.
See what I mean?
I get what you mean. It does not completely stop you right away. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of... There's not as much head movement, nodding movement sort of thing, and that kind of makes the drive less nauseating.
As soon as you take your foot off the throttle, it gives you a while. Do you want to keep going or do you want me to stop? It gives you that choice.
Exactly.
It does not stop you right away, so that the motor does not have to spin again.
Yep. And the power delivery... Yep, and the power delivery is also very nice. It is a very linear delivery of power. Which means it's... Well, unless you kind of stamp on the accelerator like that. Then it goes.
I like how these stocks are damped. I just tried it while you were talking about the regen earlier. These turn indicator stops. Oh my god, this is so beautifully damped. Oh, look at that. It feels so good.
Yeah, it's things like that that kind of add to the driving experience of a car, isn't it?
Yeah, the touch points, the things you constantly fiddle around with while you're driving, the buttons, the switches for the windows, this. I'm liking the fan speed thing now.
Yeah, it's very easy to use, isn't it?
It is so nice. So I've got 3 modes here: Eco, Comfort, and Sport. I mean Eco right now. Eco ma pani, like, I don't feel a lack of power.
It's more than enough for the city.
Yes, and when you go Sport, Comfort is a good balance, but still Comfort again adds to the drivability. It's still speed focused.
Yep.
Sport is blisteringly quick. I loved it. But for everyday use, Eco is just fine.
Yeah, I was I've been driving it since yesterday, and I always found myself like returning to comfort mode, because Eco mode is, well, like you said, enough, but you kind of feel like you want a little bit more from the car. And sports mode is for when you really want to go fast, but you don't want to go fast all the time. It gets old kind of easily. Comfort mode is like the Goldilocks.
It is eager. I've just switched to comfort mode right now.
Yeah, it gets instantly more eager to drive.
More eager. Yep. I like that because in so many cars, eco and normal modes are usually almost the same, and sport is like that bang on. You get everything.
Yes.
But here it's that gradual increase.
Yep.
The Proton eMas 7 has all the creature comforts you look for. The leatherette seats with memory function and ventilation for the front also get electronic adjustment. You also get a premium audio system with 16 speakers on the premium variant, which sounds great. You also get speakers on the headrest, which are for notifications that you get in the car. There are some neat functions like traffic sign recognition and a leading vehicle departure alert that alerts you if the car in front of you has driven off in traffic and you're busy fiddling with the touchscreen unit. That actually sometimes is dangerous because you know how people drive here. We don't really keep gaps between cars.
Yeah.
And then some motorcycles and cars drive really close. They tailgate you often, and the car tends to brake very
Yep. So
harshly.
on our way to your home today, we were driving through narrow alleys, and you know how narrow alleys go.
Yeah,
The Proton is not made for Nepali roads, honestly. No car with automatic emergency braking is made for Nepali roads.
exactly.
So we were driving, and the car saw something that was wrong, something that was dangerous, and it slammed on the brakes. One thing, it jerked us around a lot. It wasn't a pleasant experience. But more importantly, if there's someone tailgating you, which more often times than not is usually the case, they're just going to slam right into you, and it's going to be your fault or the car's fault. So I kind of choose to turn it off entirely when you're navigating small alley roads.
Speaking of jerking around, how's the body roll? Because we
Well,
are going through some twisties here.
well, honestly, if you're driving in a more sedate manner and you're not flinging yourself into corners, the body roll is well contained. But having said that, this is a large SUV, and if you're taking tight corners at a very high rate of speed, there is a little bit of body roll.
Yeah, the front is marginally okay because I'm doing around 45-50 here and I'm going through turns. These bolsterings do a very good job of putting me in my seat.
Yeah, but it's not the same case back here.
Not the same.
You
case.
do get moved around a lot, and these aren't really tight corners either.
See, now we got a really sharp
Yep.
corner coming up right here, and let's see. Okay, let's see how it does. 50, 55.
Yep, I'm out the door. I'm out the door.
Yes, but right here it is very well contained.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my seat. I was not moving around. So, for the front two passengers driving recklessly is also fun. Although I don't encourage reckless driving, at least not all the time. But yeah, this is very well contained. I like it. It is also worth noting that the Proton eMas 7 has secured a 5-star rating in the ASEAN NCAP safety tests. We drove on a few rough bits and the 173 mm of ground clearance felt ample. Having said that, it is important to make sure that you drive safely at all times. So, you had fun in the back?
It was fun at first, but it got boring soon. So, what do you think of the eMas 7?
I like it. It is a very likable car. I think it is a type of car not only you like, but your family will also end up liking. And that makes it a very good choice for a family, in my view. It is not a driver-centric car, but you have that power on tap. I love the interior. It is, I think, one of the best interior in the entire class. And the space inside is very good for families. And the safety features, they're all there. You have everything in a very balanced package that I think will not wear out in the coming years. I think this will still feel very relevant 5 years down the line, and I think I love that part.
I agree. We're spoiled for choices with EVs, but this one does strike a really nice balance. Now, although this is a front wheel drive, I think the extra amount of power that it has, the 320 Newton meters of torque, makes it a really drivable car.
And I think if you're buying the car, I think one of the most important things is you have to look at the car 5 years from now. Like, how will it age 5 years from now? And I think this car will age pretty well.
Yeah, because driving fast kind of gets old at some point.
Exactly.
All EVs ride fast nowadays. You press on the throttle, there's instant power, and it's fun, don't get me wrong. But you look for other things down the line.
Yes.
What sort of drive quality it has and what sort of practicality it has.
Yes,
You can easily fit your family in this car and go on long trips.
Exactly. And this has all the things you would want 5 years from now.
410 kilometers of range,
Oh, yes.
which is ample. And you can go up to 175 kilometers per hour if you want to, which we don't advise anyone
And
to.
we don't have the roads for it as well.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the Nepali automotive market is highly dictated by the pricing. And you've got the MGS5.
Yeah, very aggressive price tag and a driver-centric car.
And you've got the Creta EV, which is about to launch at the time of filming now. And with the Hyundai nameplate and the trust that they have with the automotive industry, it's a tough competitor.
And you've already got the BYD Atto 3, which is leading the segment at the moment. So this is a very crowded space.
And there are so many more other choices.
Which is why we recommend people to get a feel for the car and judge themselves what they're coming from, what their family is like, and then make a decision.
But it has the BYD tech.
Does it?
Yeah, the Aegis short blade battery. This is what it has. And with the LFP battery, you're more likely to charge it to 100%. It's more resistant to that, and it's more resistant to decharging as well.
Oh, okay. That is another reason to get this as well.
So this car will be out for test drives very soon. Probably by the time you're watching this will be available for test drives. So make sure you drive it and drive the other options in the market to make a well-informed decision.
And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you around.